I used to believe beaches were the safest places on earth. Thousands of people, bright sunlight, families laughing, children building sandcastles. Nothing terrifying could happen there, until my younger brother disappeared in broad daylight. No screams, no struggle, no footprints leading away. The police searched for 9 days. The Coast Guard searched the water. Divers searched beneath the waves. They never found a body. They only found his camera. And after watching what was recorded during the final 3 minutes, every officer involved quietly agreed on one thing. Whatever took my brother didn't come from the ocean. The story. My name is Ethan. This happened in the summer of 2022. My brother Jake had just turned 23. He loved photography more than anything. If there was an abandoned building, a storm rolling in, or a strange place nobody visited, Jake wanted pictures of it. That July, we rented a small beach house along the Atlantic coast. It wasn't one of those crowded tourist beaches. This place was quiet. Locals mostly kept to themselves. There were only a handful of houses stretching along miles of sand. The first day felt perfect. Blue skies, warm breeze, calm waves. Exactly what we needed. But the strange things started almost immediately. Every evening around sunset, the locals packed up and left. Not just families. Even fishermen pulled their boats ashore before dark. By 7 o'clock, the beach became completely empty. Jake noticed first. He asked one old fisherman why everyone left so early. The man froze, then simply answered, because the tide brings more than water. He refused to explain. Jake laughed. I laughed too. Looking back, I wish we hadn't. The second night, Jake insisted on photographing the stars over the ocean. I stayed at the house. Around midnight, he came back pale. He barely spoke. I asked what happened. He said something strange. I kept hearing footsteps behind me. I shrugged. Probably another photographer. Jake shook his head. There wasn't anyone there. He showed me his photos. Most looked normal. Moonlight reflecting on the waves. Clouds drifting overhead. Then, the last image. Near the shoreline stood what looked like a human silhouette. Too far away to identify. The figure appeared completely black. No reflection. No details. Just darkness. Jake swore nobody had been there. I assumed it was a trick of the light. The following morning, we returned to the same location. There were footprints. Only one set. They came out of the water. None went back. Jake photographed them. The footprints ended about 30 feet from the surf. Then, nothing, as if whoever made them had simply vanished. That afternoon, we visited a nearby cafe. The waitress noticed Jake studying the footprint photos. She quietly asked, "You found them?" Jake nodded. She looked genuinely frightened, then whispered, "Delete them." He laughed. She didn't. She finally explained. Every few years, someone disappeared from that beach. Always during low tide. Always after finding strange footprints. The missing people were never recovered. Police blamed currents, storms, rip tides. Locals blamed something else. The Hollow Walker, a story older than the town itself. They said it appeared after sunset, always alone, always watching, and if it noticed you watching back, you'd disappear before sunrise. Jake loved ghost stories. Instead of being scared, he became obsessed. He wanted proof. He wanted photographs. He wanted to be the first person to capture the legend. I begged him not to go back alone. He promised he wouldn't. He lied. On our 5th night, I woke around 2:15 a.m. Jake's bed was empty. His camera bag was gone. His shoes were missing. I grabbed my flashlight and drove toward the beach. The parking lot was empty. His truck sat alone. The driver's door was open. His camera tripod stood in the sand, still recording. Jake was nowhere. I shouted his name for nearly 20 minutes. Nothing answered. Then I heard footsteps behind me. Slow, wet, crunch, crunch, crunch. I spun around. No one. Only the sound of waves. Then another sound. Breathing. Very close. Right beside my ear. I ran. Police searched all morning. No footprints. No drag marks. Nothing. Only Jake's camera remained. Detectives recovered the footage. At first, everything looked normal. Jake filmed the moonlit shoreline, narrating like always. Then he stopped talking. The camera slowly zoomed toward the water. Standing knee-deep in the ocean was the same black silhouette from the earlier photograph. It wasn't moving. It simply stood there, watching. Jake whispered, "Who's there?" No response. He took one cautious step forward. The figure suddenly appeared closer. Not walking, not running, just closer. The recording glitched. Static covered the screen. Jake started breathing heavily. He backed away. The figure kept getting closer, without moving. Then the audio changed. A voice whispered from behind the camera, "Turn around." Jake didn't. The voice repeated, "Closer. Turn around." Finally, he spun the camera. Nothing behind him. When he turned back, the figure was gone. Jake sighed in relief. Then something grabbed the camera. The screen flipped violently. For half a second, the recording showed a pale human face. No eyes, an impossibly wide smile. Then, black. The recording ended. The police never released that footage publicly. Officially, Jake drowned. Unofficially, the detective who interviewed me admitted he'd seen impossible things on that recording. He retired 6 months later. A year passed. I tried moving on. Then, one evening, a package arrived. No return address. Inside was Jake's memory card. Not the one police had taken. A different one. There was only one file, recorded after his disappearance. The video lasted 12 seconds. The camera pointed toward the ocean. Someone was breathing heavily. Then Jake whispered, "If you're watching this, don't come looking." The camera slowly turned. Standing beside him was that same smiling figure. Its hand rested on Jake's shoulder. Jake was smiling too. The video ended. I burned the memory card, moved across the country, never returned. Last month, I received another package. Inside, there was only one photograph. It showed a crowded beach, families, children, bright sunshine, completely normal, except near the shoreline, one person stood completely still. wearing Jake's clothes, watching the camera, smiling. I've stopped going near the ocean because sometimes when I hear waves, I also hear footsteps coming out of the water, and they always stop right behind me. The end